Geo Brags, doing the geography and also the brags, yeah.
There he is! Did he steal Not Rick's ping pong balls?
The host of the fourth round!
I bet his fingers are hurting.
Welcome back to the Global Cities Tournament 2024! I'm your host, GeoBrax, and I'm just a bit excited that we've got all of the fourth round action for you here in episode number 18. There are 16 cities left in the tournament, and the winners of the fourth round, they'll be in the quarterfinals. So let's go to some previews.
Starting off the round of 16, we have the defending champions, number 8 overall seed Seoul, South Korea. A city that has swept Lagos, blown past Houston, and eked past Madrid in the third round thanks to having better nature, specifically Cheonggyecheon. Can Seoul make it back to a second consecutive quarterfinal? To do so, they will have to get past the number 26 overall seed Toronto from Ontario in Canada. Toronto have now made it 2 steps further than they did in GC 2020, defeating Ho Chi Minh City and Lisbon in the first 2 rounds before sneaking past Hong Kong in the third round thanks to having the better stadium, Rogers Center. The number 25 overall seed is Sao Paulo from Brazil, a city that made it to the third round in the previous tournament and has gone a step further already now. They defeated Manchester in the first round thanks to their better slogan of I am not led, I lead. Then they got past Guadalajara before taking down Vancouver in the third round thanks to the Neo Química Arena. As a reward, Sao Paulo now face a city in its second consecutive round of 16 appearance that is the number 1 overall seed, New York City from the United States of America, a city that got past Kaohsiung in the first round thanks to the Arthur Ashe Stadium before sweeping aside Bucharest and getting past Frankfurt in the third round. Which of these cities will be going to its first ever quarterfinal? Number 72, Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates, is one of the surprise entrants here in the round of 16. They swept Philadelphia in the first round, snuck past Budapest in the second round thanks to having the Mangrove Marine National Park, and then they defeated the number 4 overall seed, London, in the previous round. Abu Dhabi will have to be taking on another seed here, that is number 13 overall, Chicago from Illinois in the United States. Chicago has made it 2 steps further than in GC 2020 where they lost in the second round. And in this year's tournament, Chicago started off strong with the sweep of Tehran before needing consecutive 5th category victories. In the second round, they defeated Buenos Aires thanks to the Cloudgate landmark, and in the third round, they defeated Munich thanks to the nature exhibited on the Lakefront Trail. Speaking of 5th categories, the number 73 ranked city of Rio de Janeiro from Brazil has required a 5th category in all 3 of its victories so far. They took down Moscow thanks to the Maracanã Stadium, they took down Hangzhou thanks to Pão de Açúcar as a landmark, and then they just took down Boston thanks to Praia Copacabana and many other beaches for best nature. Can Rio de Janeiro keep the dramatic run going? Well, the number 5 overall seed and defending semifinalist Beijing from China are going to have something to say about that. Beijing came out of the gates hot in this tournament, taking down 2 debutantes, Stuttgart and Fukuoka, before being pushed to the absolute limit by Geneva in the third round, where Beijing only advanced thanks to having the Forbidden City as its best landmark. Can Beijing make it back to the quarterfinals?
Seoul versus Toronto. 9. 4. 17. 2. 1. 16. In our first matchup of the day here in the fourth round, we have the number 8 overall seed, the city that has done it all before, the defending champions, Seoul, South Korea, 10-0 lifetime, taking on the number 26 overall seed, Toronto from Ontario, Canada. The first category of this matchup, as given by my dear friend Not Ricked, is the highest ranked university on the U.S. News Report. We have the Seoul National University, 129th, against the University of Toronto, 18th. Quite a performance there from Toronto, up 1-0. The second category is highest population density. We have 16,000 human beings per square kilometer in Seoul, 4,428 per square kilometer in Toronto. We're tied at 1. Third category is the quality of living ranking. Toronto in 17th in the whole world. Seoul, 81st. Toronto on the verge of its first ever quarterfinal berth. Can Seoul bring it back? Fourth category is the most species of birds. In Toronto, 384 species of birds. In Seoul, it's 325. And the champs have finally gone down. It's a great run. But Toronto, you did it! You're in the quarterfinals! Sao Paulo versus New York City. 16. 9. 13. 1. 3. Extra. 12. 'In our second matchup of the day, we have the number 25 overall seed, that is Sao Paulo from Sao Paulo State in Brazil. They made the third round in GC 2020, and the fourth round here, they're taking on a city that has made it to the fourth round before. That is the number 1 overall seed, New York City from New York State in the United States. Which city will be going to its first ever quarterfinal? First category is the public transit rating from the Oliver Wyman Forum. Out of 65 cities, Sao Paulo ranked 48th. New York City ranked 17th, a 1-0 lead for the number 1 seed. Second category is which city has the highest ranked university on the U.S. News Report. We have Columbia University in New York City in 7th place in the whole world. A Universidade de São Paulo, 120th, respectable, but you're down 2-0. The third category is the total number of Michelin stars. In New York City, there are 4 3-star Michelin restaurants, 87 total stars. Sao Paulo, 9 total stars, and in a sweep, New York City, for the first time, to the quarterfinal. Abu Dhabi versus Chicago. 1. 15. 11. 10. 2.
Extra.
2. Up now we have a city that lost in the first round of GC 2020, but they have made amends. That is number 72 overall, Abu Dhabi from the United Arab Emirates. And they're taking on the number 13 overall seed, the second of the 3 American cities here in the round of 16. That is Chicago from Illinois. And the first category is given by Knott. Was which city's average high monthly temperature is closest to the target 23 degrees? And now, spoiler alert, neither one of them is close to 23 degrees. Chicago, 15.17. But in Abu Dhabi, 34.08. That is entirely too hot. Chicago, closer to 23. Up 1-0. The second category is carbon emissions per capita. And I'm feeling a bit nauseated by these scores. 21.1 tons of carbon dioxide released per person in Chicago. And 32.9 in Abu Dhabi. Whew. Alright. This is about the most embarrassing 2-0 lead you could have, but yeah, I guess you're up 2-0 Chicago. Third category, most visited museum in Abu Dhabi. That is the Louvre, Abu Dhabi. 1.25 million visitors per year. In Chicago, it is the Field Museum of Natural History at 1.5 million. That's the third category out of the 3. And yet another sweep. Chicago is going to its first ever quarterfinals. Rio de Janeiro versus Beijing. 8. 7. 15. 14. 2.
Extra.
10. 'Up now we have the lowest ranked city that has survived into the round of 16, winning 3 straight matchups in the 5th category. That is number 73 overall, Rio de Janeiro from Rio de Janeiro State in Brazil. They're taking on the returning semi-finalist, one of 5 cities that has made it back to the round of 16. The number 5 overall seed, Beijing, the final remaining city from China. The first category of this matchup is the combined heights of the 3 tallest buildings in the city. We have the China Sun, the China World Trade Center Tower 3, the China World Trade Center Phase 3B, for a combined height of 1,154 meters. And Rio de Janeiro, it's the Rio Sul Center, the Centro Cândido Mendes, and the Ventura Corporate Towers. Combined height 468, an easy category win to Beijing. Second category is which city has the largest company headquartered in it. Petrobras, $84 billion a year in revenue, 128th on the Global 500. And in Beijing, there are 24 companies headquartered there larger than Petrobras. The largest of which is the State Grid in 3rd overall, $460.6 billion in revenue per year. 2-0 lead for Beijing. Are they about to go back to the quarterfinals? Third category is carbon emissions per capita. And they put the previous 2 cities to shame. 4.2 tons of carbon dioxide released per person in Beijing. Rio de Janeiro, only 1.8 tons per person. It's now 2 to 1. The fourth category is the Happy City Index. Oh, wait a minute. Neither one of them is ranked. Let's go to the World Happiness Report. Beijing, 134th. Rio de Janeiro, unranked again? Who is not interviewing people? In Rio de Janeiro, do we not care about the happiness of the Cariocas? I don't understand. Anyhow, we had to go to the extra category, which was busiest airport. And that's a killer for South America. In fact, it's not even the GIG International Airport, is SDU, Santos Dumont Airport. 11.4 million passengers per year in Beijing. PEK, Beijing Capital International Airport, 52.9
million
passengers per year with a 3 to 1 victory. Beijing is going back.
Number 65 ranked Montréal from Quebec, Canada, has had to go to the fifth category in all three of its previous matchups in this tournament. In the first round, it got by Caracas thanks to the Notre Dame Basilica. In the second round, it got by Shanghai thanks to Mount Royal Park. And in the third round, it got by Melbourne thanks to its city nickname of City of Saints. Can the Cardiac City keep it rolling? Next up is the number 16 overall seed Dubai, the Cardiac City from GC 2020. However, in a stunning role reversal, Dubai is the only city in the final 16 that did not have to go to a single fifth category. Dubai recorded 2 sweeps in its 3 wins. The number 27 overall seed Amsterdam from the Netherlands has now made it 2 steps further than it did in GC 2020, thanks to a sweep in the first round of Bengaluru plus 2 wins in the fifth category. The first was over Wuhan thanks to Central Station, and the second was over Singapore thanks to having a better day trip of Utrecht. The number 50 ranked city, Barcelona, the final city from Spain alive in this tournament, has made up for its first round defeat in GC 2020. Barcelona swept Medellin in the first round before getting by seeded city Chengdu in the second round thanks to Park Gateway in the fifth category. And in the previous round, Barcelona took down the number 7 overall seed Los Angeles. Which of these 2 European cities will be going to its first ever quarterfinal? The number 57 ranked city of Vienna from Austria has a similar journey to Barcelona. It is a city that lost in the first round of GC 2020, but has rolled into the fourth round here, defeating Kolkata in 5 thanks to the Schönbrunn Palace, before taking down the seeded city of Istanbul and then Hamburg in the third round. Its opponent here in the fourth round is the number 49 ranked Seattle from the state of Washington in the United States. Seattle has made it 2 steps further than it did in the previous tournament, defeating Zurich and Addis Ababa quite easily before going to a fifth category against the seeded city of Berlin, where Seattle advanced thanks to its city nickname of the Emerald City. Which of these 2 cities will be going to its first ever quarterfinal? We move on now to a city who has been here before, that is the number 6 overall seed Paris from France. The city that made it to the quarterfinals of GC 2020 and is looking to get back there yet again. They won their rematch in the first round against Tel Aviv before running into trouble in rounds 2 and 3, needing the fifth category to survive both of those. Against Taipei, Paris advanced on the basis of Notre Dame as a landmark, and against Warsaw, Paris advanced thanks to Versailles as a better day trip. The final city here in the fourth round is the number 64 ranked Stockholm, capital of Sweden. A city that did not win a single round in GC 2020 but has won 3 so far here, defeating Ottawa and Auckland before needing a fifth category to get past the seeded city of Mexico City in the third round thanks to the city slogan of Beauty on Water.
Montréal versus Dubai. Four. One. Twelve. 17. 11. We have made it to the bottom half of the draw here. The final 4 matchups of the 4th round. And we begin with the number 65 ranked city of Montréal from Quebec, Canada. The lowest ranked city still alive in this tournament. They have gone to the 5th category in all 3 of their previous matchups in this tournament. They're taking on the number 16 overall seed of Dubai from the United Arab Emirates, the only city in the top 16 that did not have to go to a 5th category one time in the first 3 rounds. A stark change from when they were the cardiac city themselves in GC 2020. First category of this matchup is rent cost versus purchasing power. The rent in Montréal is 42.2% lower, and the purchasing power is lower, 19.4% lower. That is a better deal in Montréal. Second category is which cities average high monthly temperature is closest to the target score, 23 degrees Celsius. Dubai, much like Abu Dhabi, way too hot, 33.3. And yet, Montreal at 11.08 is farther for the target score. We're tied at 1. Third category is the number of tourists per year from abroad. In Montreal, it is 1.9 million foreign tourists per year. Dubai, 17.5. Dubai on the verge of consecutive quarterfinal appearances. The 4th category, quality of living ranking. Dubai at 79th. Montreal it's 20th. And for the first time in the 4th round, we're going 5. Subjectivity. And this time it's going to be best day trip in Dubai. That is the city of Al Ain and the oasis in Al Ain. There are about 150,000 palm date trees there. The best day trip in Montréal is in the Laurentian Mountains. You go to the city of Mont Tremblant. You can also go to the city of Saint-Sauveur. And if you've seen the photos of the beautiful little cities up there in the Laurentian Mountains, they are way more picturesque than the city of Al Ain could ever hope to be. And for that reason, Montréal is going to be the lowest ranked city in the quarterfinals. Amsterdam versus Barcelona. 13. Three. 10. 5. 5. 16. 'We have a matchup now of 2 cities from the same continent for the first time in the 4th round. It is going to be the number 27 overall seed Amsterdam from the Netherlands taking on the final Spanish city. That is number 50 overall Barcelona from Catalonia. The first category from Not Rick's was total Michelin stars. And Barcelona has 4 restaurants with 3 stars, 39 total stars. Amsterdam, no 3-star restaurants, 39 total stars. They tied. They tied that one. Pollution index, second category. Good luck tying this one. 24.0 in Amsterdam and 63.4 in Barcelona. That's surprisingly bad for a European city. 1-0 lead to Amsterdam. Category 3, busiest airport. We have the Amsterdam Airport Schiphol. AMS 61.9 million passengers per year, taking on BCN Josep Tarradellas Airport, Guillaume El Prat Airport, 49.9 million. Yeah, it's a lot of people. Amsterdam has more. It's a 2-0 lead going to the fourth category, and it deals with the airport again. Which airport is closer to the city center? AMS 16.1 kilometers away. That's pretty close. BCN 12.6 kilometers away. And we're going to have to go to the extra category here. 2-1 lead to Amsterdam. The public transit rating from the Oliver Wyman Forum. They're both ranked in the 65. Barcelona 22nd. Amsterdam 11th. The third category victory. And Amsterdam, for the first time, to the quarterfinals. Vienna versus Seattle. 7. 6. 10. 15. 5. Extra. 16. 'In the penultimate matchup of the day, we have our only matchup of the day not to feature one of the 32 seeded cities, and that is because Vienna, Austria, is ranked 57th. They're taking on the 49th ranked Seattle, Washington. In fact, the 12th ranked of the 12 U.S. cities is one of the 3 left here in the round of 16. Neither city's ever come this far before. Who's going to the quarterfinals? First category is the largest company headquartered in the city. Yeah, that's a Trump category there for Seattle. The second largest company in the world is Amazon, is headquartered in Seattle. $469.8 billion in revenue per year. In Vienna, in 330th place on the Global 500 is the OMV Group, $42 billion in revenue per year. Well, maybe Vienna can avoid another economic category. Second category is gross domestic product per capita. Wow. Vienna is a pretty great score, 55,237, and in Seattle, $128,351 GDP per capita. All right. Third category, busiest airport, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, SEA, 46.0 million people per year. The Vienna Airport, VIE, 29.5 million per year. And believe it or not, that means all 3 American cities won in sweeps in the 4th round. Seattle into the quarterfinals. Paris versus Stockholm. 11. 16. 4. 3. 2. Extra. 4. In the final matchup of the 4th round, we have the second intra-continental tussle here. Again, it's 2 European cities. The number 6 overall seed Paris, France. They made the quarterfinals in GC 2020. They're taking on the 64th ranked Stockholm from Sweden, a city that had never even won a single matchup until GCT 24. We're going to go to the first category. Not Rick said, most visited museum. We have arguably the most visited museum in the world at 8.9 million yearly visitors. That is the Louvre in Paris. And Stockholm, it's the Skansen Open Air Museum. 1.5 million people per year visit that. A 1-0 lead to Paris. Second category is the public transit rating and the Oliver Wyman Forum. Paris crushing it again. 7th. Stockholm 5th. We're tied at 1. Third category is the highest population density. There are 5,200 people per square kilometer. Yeah. 20,000 per square kilometer. Yeah. It's a 2-1 lead to Paris. The fourth category is the number of rainy days per year. Closest to the target score of 120. It's 170 against 164. And that means Paris. You go into the fifth category because it rains slightly less often in Stockholm. Closer to the target score. Stockholm snuck 2 close categories. Paris blew them out in the other 2. But as always in this tournament, 2 plus 2 is 5. We're going 5 for the second time in this round. Best stadium to decide it. And we made the executive decision not to use Stade de France against the Friends Arena. We don't need to get into Saint-Denis versus Seoul now. We're going Paris versus Stockholm. Best stadium in Paris, Court Philippe Chatrier. The main stadium of Roland Garros seats 15,225. Was built in 1925. Retractable roof was added in 2020. And the stands are named for the 4 musketeers that led France to a very famous Davis Cup victory in the 1920s. And that's going to go up against what some people call the Globen. Officially named the Avicii Arena. It is the largest spherical building in the world, and it represents the sun in the Swedish solar system. It seats 13,850 for ice hockey. It was built in 1989 to host the Hockey World Championships and the European Volleyball World Championships. And if you look at the inside, it is way cooler. It's much better for concerts. And it isn't just dominated by boxes for the rich people in the areas that are going to be on camera during Roland Garros. So for that reason, Stockholm is going to take the best stadium category. And by the way, Friends Arena is also better than Stade de France. To the quarterfinal! We've done it! We have done it! We've gotten to the final 8! That was the 4th round. We know the identities of the 8 quarterfinalists. 1 from here, 1 from here, 3 from here, 1 from here, 2 from here. We're down to 5 countries for those 8 cities. And it's been a long journey. Please feel free to relive it. Check the bracket below at challenge.com/GCT24 if you want to see how the categories were drawn, how the brackets were made, how each category winner was determined. Linked below as well is our Discord, so please subscribe. Keep up to date with all that is going on here on GeoBrax as a channel. We started with 134 cities. We're down to the final 8. And as a tournament programming note, from now on, it will no longer be best of 5 categories. We're moving to best of 7. So if you're going to win the title, you're going to have to win 4 categories 3 more times here on the Global Cities Tournament 2024.